Spacey Simsy, and we are back with more Hakuoki Ito Blossoms. I literally got confused for a second and I was almost going to say The Sims. And I was like, wait, that is totally not fucking right. Oh, I was just thinking about The Sims as I was loading this game. Wow. Okay. Anyway, this is the first thing I'm recording today. So obviously, I can't figure out what the hell's going on. So yeah, Hakuoki Ito Blossoms in Soma's route. Only the second part. I think we're already at chapter 2, and we're probably about to have to give him blood because this chapter seems like it's going to be short, but it could just only have 2 choices and be a long chapter. I don't know, but anyway. ... Even after Hijikata's door was slid shut, Soma kept his eyes at the ground in stunned silence. Soma? I made a meager attempt to call out to him when... Told ya. Soma balled his right hand into a tight fist and began furiously punching into a support beam. Soma! He ignored me and instead kept slamming his knuckles against the hard wood with belligerent ferocity. Is it the blood or is he just pissed? I think it's bloodlust, but... At some point, I was certain that he would break his hand, but he seemed unfazed by any notion of pain. And meanwhile, Hijikata's like sitting in his room like, the doors are really thick, and I can fucking hear you. You're right outside. Like, nobody says anything. They're just like, sometimes boys just gotta punch a sport beam. Like, okay. As I feared, the skin between his front 2 knuckles split open and blood gushed, staining both the beam and the floor just underneath it. Even so, his relentless assault continued. Now he's just pissed. Okay. Oh, look at his sad, angry face. Oh, stop already, please. I grabbed a hold of his right arm to restrain him. Oh. He heaved in deep, panted breaths, and I felt his heart race as my body wrapped tightly around his. I trained day in and day out, honing my fury powers, but I was still no match for Miki. If that demon hadn't come in at the nick of time, then the chief would be... His hand trembled violently as it rested against the support beam, and the blood continued to flow. And we'll just leave it there and nobody will notice and whatever. Tell me, what am I supposed to do now? No matter how much I train, there isn't enough time to get as good as I need to be. And no matter how hard I try, I'll never measure up to what Inoue and Yamazaki were to these men. All of Soma's inadequacies came to light, and my heart felt heavy hearing what tormented him. It's like, but you're still young. Honey, you're so much younger than them. You're like, they got 10 years on you. Inoue even more. Like, okay, they're like not that much younger. They're all in their like early to mid 20s, except for Hijikata, he's like 30. He fucking old. I say that and I laugh because I'm like, that's cute. But like, what is he, like 18, 19? Like, he's like our age, right? So like, I mean, 20 max at this point. So, I mean, they got years on you though. They've been doing this since they were, fucking Okita's been doing this since he was a baby. So, we saw the CGs. So it's like, I understand his frustration, but it's like, it's okay, sweetie. Like, you're still young. It's okay. They had so much more time to do this than you did. But, and some people just can't be as awesome as like Okita and Saito. Like, sorry, just can't. Well, that's something out of your control. You're not Inoue, and you aren't Yamazaki. You're you, Soma. Tell me what the fuck I'm supposed to do. Yay! You know what? I like you a little bit more because you swore. Why did I even drink the water of life? Should I have just died back in Kyoto? Huh? I can't do his voice when it's angry. I can't really do his voice because we didn't really give him much of one, and like, I don't know. I was at a loss for words, and without any insight to offer him, I lowered my head in shame. Soma, I need to treat your hand. Don't bother. This is nothing. I'll just let it heal soon. But if some of the other warriors catch on, then they might realize something's up. Just wait here so I can fetch some medicine and a clean washcloth, okay? He averted his gaze, silently wallowing in his own pity, but after a few seconds, he nodded. Okay. It was a small victory, but I took what I could get and left him to fetch supplies from the stockroom. You gonna come back and he gonna be gone. He disappeared and I'd be like, I told you to wait for me! The next day, Hijikata sent out another notice for us to meet him in Kondo in his study. Soma, under normal circumstances, I would have resigned you to the Fury Corps and left it at that. Reassigned you to the Fury Corps, sorry. Your argument from last night had some merit. We're not exactly swimming in competent men. I love the fucking sleeves on his jacket. Like, I was just totally oogling them when the last CG was up. I know, I should have been oogling him. And I was a little bit, but I was still oogling these because these are just fabulous. I love it. Anyway. More than anything, Kondo wanted to make his own feelings on the matter known. As of now, you're Kondo's official bodyguard. That means you're on call at all hours of the day. Really? Is that true? Why the hell would I lie to you about this? Hijikata's like, the fuck do you think I am? I don't lie. I don't have a heart. That's not true. We know you do. You write fucking poems. Shut up. He acts all tough and then he goes in and writes like his little haikus and shit. I just love it. He's like super crunchy on the out. Like he's like a super crusty burnt marshmallow. Like, and then inside he's like so gooey mushy. I love it. Thank you so much, sir. I have nothing but praise and gratitude for you. Soma got to his knees and bowed piously, almost slamming his forehead to the ground. I'm very phlegmy right now, I'm sorry. I'm not the one you need to thank. That'd be Kondo. Right, Chief. I'm indebted to you, sir. Oh, please. There's no need for such pleasantries. Oh my god, you're gonna be his bodyguard, but he's gonna die. Oh, no. Soma, run. They setting you up. They setting you up, boy. They're trying to make you go down. Nope, don't do it. The gratitude is all on this side of the table. I'm uncertain if your life is worth protecting mine. I'm uncertain if your life is worth protecting mine. Are you trying to say that, like, you don't know if your life is worth having him sacrifice his life to save? Because it sounds weird when you say it that way, because it almost sounds like you're saying, like, I don't know if you're worth it. Well, like, whatever. Like, wait, what? Sorry. I just looked over at the guy and I saw the achievement when you finish. Oh my god, it's fucking hilarious. Anyway. What? Don't be foolish, sir. Well, either way, try not to use your fury abilities if at all possible. If it's against Miki or some of those demon bastards, then by all means, go ahead. But there's no reason for you to wantonly sap away at your energy. We need you too much. Oh, see? We need you. We don't have a lot of competent people. You're like the bottom of the barrel, but... I mean, we keep Yukimura for fuck's sake. And I'm just over here nodding like, it's true. Yeah, I'm useless. Anyway. Duly noted, sir. Nomura, who had been listening intently to the conversation from the side, scrunched his face in discontent as he kept his gaze fixed on Soma. A rift between friends? Hey, man, you could have told me when you became a Fury, too. Oh, that's why he's pissed. But I guess I'm glad we're still pages together. Nomura flashed a bright smile, which immediately dropped back to a stern expression as he turned to pose a question to Hijikata. So, what's our next plan of action, sir? Rumors are beginning to circulate that the Imperials are planning to invade Edo soon. Well, sadly for us, those sniveling cowards at Edo Castle have got no will left in them to fight. If we remain here, we might just be asking for trouble by getting boxed in. Aizu is our next destination, then, I assume. Yeah, with any luck, we can get Dr. Masumoto on board and discreetly begin moving our men and artillery out of here little by little. It's gonna get pretty hectic out here soon, so stay on your toes, kids. Yes, sir! Leave it to us. We'll work as hard as 200 men between the two of us. 100 per man. You're in good hands. So much energy. Hijikata curled his thin lips into a smirk as Soma and Nomura waxed with enthusiasm. Okay, we're saying it's thin lips, but when we get to him and we're making it, it's going to be his supple, gorgeous, full, wonderful pillow lips or some kind of ridiculousness. It's going to be like, that's directly in contrast to everything else. I guess when you're in love with him, everything seems luscious and wonderful, but when you're not, it's like, whatever. Like, come on, girl, you know you oogling him. We all are. Kondo, however, was stewing in a mess of his own thoughts, staring at the floor absent-mindedly, which I took to be a cause for concern. Oh, yep, this is where we get backstabbed by Sonnen. I wonder if in a bad ending we see Sonnen betray us and they get murdered again. That'll hurt me. I'll be like, no! But he did betray us, so we're supposed to hate him. We're supposed to be like, he's a coward and he's evil and like... It's actually funny because there is another... Oh, there are several other, like, fucking Fandisc games for this, and I just really wish they would localize them, but maybe someday we can find them when we learn to speak Japanese. Because, like, I literally can't find it. It's really fucking difficult. I'm sure I could if I went to Japan and just, like, hunted down used copies and shit, but it's really hard. It's not like you can go on Amazon, and it's like, I don't know where to find all the imports. And not only that, some of them are, like, $90, and it's like, seriously, that's a lot of money. That's, like, double the price of a normal game. Like, fuck. But anyway. But someone was talking about that one and, like, son, and just, like, said something just basically that they don't like Sonnet, and I was like, what is wrong with you? Do you not understand this poor man? Like, I'm reading it and I'm like, really? Like, some people are like, Sonnet, like he sucks and he's awful, and it's like, he kind of is if you just look at the surface, but if you think about the shit he's been put through, this poor fucking man, like, he's the one I feel almost the worst for him, but then there's a side of me that's like, well, I kind of also feel the worst for Okita because he kind of just get relegated to like, you're gonna die of tuberculosis. There you go. That's your life. Like, and like he was just like next to. I mean, he tried really hard, but it was like he was always like failing and sucking at it because of his illness, and it's like poor fucking Okita. Like I feel bad for him, but Sonnen was the one that was like, look, I'm here and I've got this position and I earned this, and then it's like, oh, now I got injured and I'm just thrown off to the side. And even though everyone's like, no, we still need you, he's like, I feel worthless. Like, and everyone was like, just deal with it. Nobody helped him. Nobody cared. And then he takes the water of life to come fury and slowly loses his sanity. And everyone's like, he's such an asshole. And it's like, do you not? What? You like bullied him into this. Just... Oh, keep coming, hug Sonnen. We just need to hold that man. I don't know why I love him so much. Like, it's probably the glasses. If he didn't have the glasses, I'd be like, he's kind of a dick. I'm like, whatever. Love the glasses characters all the time. Anyway, it was decided that our men would travel to Aizu, and we moved from Nagareyama to the Nagaoka mansion to establish a safe base of operations. Luckily for ourselves, we managed to move our entire organization from Edo before the Imperial Army marched standing troops to the city gates. Soma, how are you feeling? You seem a little unwell. I'm fine. Please excuse me. Saito has requested that I send a report over to him in Ichikawa. Ichikawa, the location of Shimosa's provincially run government. Shogunate forces used this as a base of operations before fleeing to Aizu. I began to worry as Soma's voice trailed off. He looked haggard with pale, sunken cheeks, and I thought he would collapse at any moment. No, let me write the report in your stead. Please, take some time to rest. I have enough left in me to endure that much, at least. It's you who should be resting. Even as the harsh sunlight burned his pale skin, Soma maintained his poise and sense of duty. Having someone else take up his mantle, especially someone who had served as his mentor, was a blow to his confidence, and so he wholeheartedly refused. Yeah, and it's like, I finally surpassed you, Yukimura. It's really not that hard to do, Soma. Jesus. Can you hold a sword? Yeah, then you surpassed me. Okay, that's not true. I can hold a sword, and like, but every single time, and I've been trained. I mean, I'm not gonna be as good as the Shinsengumi men. Okay, fine. But like, every time we get into battle, it's like I can't figure out what the fuck I'm supposed to do. I've been trained, but I can't figure out what the fuck I'm supposed to do. Sorry, that was me slurping my coffee out of my awesome black butler mug. It's like my favorite mug now. I use it all the time. It's my baby. My precious mug with Grell and Sebastian on it. This is beautiful. I love it. Anyway. However, a body can only withstand so much. Then the jinx showed its ugly head. Ah, here we go. Soma's walk began to stagger, and he leaned his arm against the wall as he huffed in agony. I was a few steps in front of him and turned to see him over my shoulder, and a small gasp squeaked from my mouth as I noticed his hair change color. It's like, you know... Soma, are you having a seizure? No, I'm fine. This'll pass shortly. I had to. Give him blood. Time was of the essence. Without giving it a second thought, I drew out my kodachi and sliced across my palm. Here, Soma, drink my blood. Miss Yukimura. Soma turned his face away from my hand in disgust as he struggled to catch his breath. Please, you need to treat yourself before it's too late. What if someone sees you like this? What if someone sees me licking blood out of your palm and us being all like with my hand covering your eyes and it looks really sexual and like kinky vampire sexy? Like, what? I mean, I'm just saying that's what I mean. I guess, sure. Okay, very well. Soma shuffled his feet as he stumbled behind me, covering my eyes with his hands. I kind of like that little added, like, I have to do this. I can't, like, you know what I mean? I can't let you see. Look, he doesn't have the bandage on anymore. Woo! That's how this one's different. Also, the uniform, and the background. Background's always different. Then, the moist, delicate touch of his eager tongue tickled my hand as he lapped up my dripping blood. Does it hurt? Not at all. It'll seal itself in a matter of minutes. Why would you do this for me? Because I love you, stupid. Jesus. It's been 4 fucking years. Can't you get that? Well, it probably wasn't 4 years when we met him. Was it? We met him in the beginning, so maybe. In between his panted breaths, I could hear his weak voice quiver beside my ear. His reluctance to drink came from a place of good intentions, but I had to insist, for both our sakes. Let everything else go. All that matters is getting through this, okay? Understood. After a few minutes, the aches plaguing his body seemingly ceased, and he stopped convulsing. After his pain subsided, we went to our stations, as had been defined by Hijikata before our arrival in Aizu, but something peculiar happened. Miss Yukimura, you don't happen to know where the chief is, do you? Oh, Kondo? Reading in his room, if I remember correctly. Do you have some business with him? I can go fetch him if you'd like. Oh no, there's no rush or cause for alarm, but... Is something bothering you? Lines of worry wrinkled on Soma's stern face, and he pursed his lips in silence. I tilted my head to coax an answer out of him, but... Nothing. It's nothing at all. Well, I think I'm gonna go to the courtyard to train, so if you need anything, please let me know. Just as Soma spun around to head for the courtyard... Yukimura, Soma, I've been searching for you. Shimada, what's the matter? You're sweating. Are you all right? You must head indoors at once. Our headquarters may soon be surrounded. What? That was him saying what? Okay, well, that's kind of like a little bit of both of us. I feared the worst as our presence was requested. All of us were gathered in silence in the room. Kondo, Hijikata, Shimada, Soma, Nomura, and I sat in a circle, and the mood was grave. So, like, Sanan and Heisuke don't count because they're not... I mean, they should be there, even though they're probably sleeping, but they should have woken them up like, oh, we're going to be surrounded, and we left. Oh, did we forget to tell you guys? Oh, no, Saito's not there, so... In Saito's route, we were here, but in every other route, Saito's not here. Like, is it true that the Imperial forces have discovered our location? Yep. It doesn't look like they got any clues as to exactly who they caught yet. So, what are we supposed to do? Is fighting our way out of here not an option? They number in the hundreds. What you propose is the surest road to death. Then, what options do we have? Soma screamed out, and his sunken eyes shone in the candlelight. Then an unlikely solution came to all of us by surprise. When they arrive, I intend on surrendering myself to the Imperial Army so that all of you can escape. You, sir, that's far too dangerous. I won't reveal myself as Kondo of the Shinsengumi. If I pretend to be a Hatamoto, who happen to be stationed in a nearby town, it just might work. What? You can't! No one else voiced their opposition, choosing to lower their eyes instead, so Soma turned toward Hijikata, who was brooding beside Kondo. Not a peep came from him, and Soma held back tears. I could only assume that he and Kondo had spoken prior to this conversation, but there was a hint of doubt flickering in his intimidating expression. You heard the man. Let's get our asses out of here, shall we? Hijikata spat out his order in curt fashion. Not me. I'm staying put. Excuse me? I love that. I'm gonna do this. The fuck did you say? I don't think... Yeah, that... I almost feel like if he swore at you, like, what the fuck did you just say to me, is less scary than Hijikata just going, excuse me? Oh, never mind. Whatever you say, Dad. Like, Nomura, you... All I'm saying is, if he's gonna claim to be Hanamoto without a servant beside him, it'll look real fishy. Everything's gonna be okay. I know I may not act like it, but my luck's not too shabby. I'll see you all sooner than you think. Are you being serious, Nomura? Of course. Hell, I'm as much of a Shinsengumi warrior as anyone here, you know. Then I shall remain behind as well. It would be unthinkable for me to sneak out of here while the two of you are in danger. Cut it out, you morons. Can't you shut the hell up for 1 second? Do you even understand why Kondo is staying back? Hijikata's explosive outburst quieted the entire room, and both pages slunk back into their seats. The gist of Hijikata's point was immediately taken. Nomura, you crazy son of a bitch! You're serious? What the hell just happened to my... Okay, weird. Anyway. Nomura nodded sheepishly. It was an unexpected gesture, and Hijikata let out a stressed sigh. I can only afford to leave one of you behind with Kondo. Soma, you're coming with us. Huh? But sir, Soma, your orders are to guard Yukimura. She's our responsibility. If it weren't for our mistakes, she never would have been put in harm's way. We mustn't lose her. Yay, I'm super important. And useless. I wish I'd be like, whoa, 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 whoa. I know I'm a woman, but I can kick my own fucking ass. Thanks. Show you how it's done, boys. That would be fucking great. I need a game like that. Come on. The words seemed to take something out of Kondo, and Soma sat in confusion. Has my reputation as chief sunk so low with you, too, that you insist on disobeying my commands? What? Sir, of course not. I, Kazue Soma, vow to protect Miss Yukimura with my own life. Oh. That is the answer I want to hear. Nomura, taking care of Kondo? Yes, sir. Commander, and the rest of you, please be careful out there. Oh, bye, Nomura. It was nice knowing you. You're gonna die. We haven't much time, everyone. All of the warriors stood up and hastily filed into a line toward the back entrance. Our light footsteps echoed throughout the common room, and I couldn't shake a ghastly premonition from my mind's eye. She's like, I feel like I've done this before, and I feel like every time Kondo ends up dead, it's weird. It's like deja vu, right? Do you ever get that creepy deja vu feeling? As I turned to look over my shoulder, I was met with Kondo's genial, compassionate eyes. He nodded, and I could sense the unwavering conviction burning behind his tender smile. Bye, Kondo. That's like the last time we're going to see him. I had to stop myself from shedding a tear and went on to follow the rest of the men. Surely no harm would come to either Kondo or Nomura. Oh, you're so innocent. You clearly haven't played this game before. Kondo was an excellent orator and possessed enough sense to get themselves out of danger. I desperately repeated this sentiment in my mind, holding the image of their faces close to heart. We fled from Nagaoya Mansion in total dark. Whatever, I didn't read that right. But anyway, and grass crunched underneath our feet as Hijikata led us to into the nearby forest. Hell, I got this area swarmed. If we move as a group, then they'll catch us without question. Let's split up. Shimada, you're with me. Roger, sir. We'll draw some of the attention. Soma, keep Yukimura close to you. Head down the trail through the forest. Well, sir, if drawing attention is what you need, shouldn't I do it, since I'm a fury? Kid, we're not dealing with demons or furies. Just a bunch of snot-nosed idiots. They're not worth expending your energy. Soma was seemingly dissatisfied with Hijikata's quick refusal, biting his lip from frustration. Understood, sir. Let's reunite later, then. All right, see ya. Let's go, Miss Yukimura. Please make sure to stay close to me. The sense of dread persisted, and my hands grew clammy for some inexplicable reason. Okay, got it. Both Soma and I ducked low to the ground, darting between thick tree trunks to keep our cover. Thoughts of fatigue began to roost in my mind, and just as I thought I couldn't take any more... Ah! I was startled by footsteps in the distance. It was more like a... Miss, get behind that tree. Oh, that's gonna be Miki. I immediately did as I was told, leaping behind a thick pine tree, careful not to step on any branches. It's in the fucking forest. You stepped on a bunch of shit. A swath of Imperial soldiers dressed in tight-fitting uniforms raced through the rows of trees. Huh? Something wrong? Just earlier I thought I saw something standing there, but... Someone. You sure? Might be some lackeys serving under that Hatamoto we found earlier. And scan the area. Keep your eyes peeled. Oh no. If he had spotted me, then they'll uncover us in no time. My knees wobbled in panic. Miss, I'll serve as a distraction. In the meantime, you need to run for it. But I can't leave you. Stop. There's no time to deliberate. Everything will be okay. If they're simply humans, then I'll be safe. Then Soma scowled fiercely and leapt from behind the tree with the speed of a bullet. Here's the thing. You probably should have checked how many there were. He jumps out. There's 100 of them. Ah, fuck. Back that up. Rewind. Reverse it. I'm just going to stay, and you just pretend you didn't see me. Okay, cool. Like, there's like 2 of them. Fine. Who's there? Out of reflex, the officer jumped back and fired in our direction to scare us out from hiding. However, Soma, having changed into his fury form, nimbly evaded the path of the bullet and charged for him. What the? I swear I had him! Damn it! Come out, you monster! Get out here! It's like they know he's a monster and not just someone fast. I mean, Yamazaki could do this fucking shit without being a monster. He wasn't even a fury and he's like leaping from fucking trees like goddamn Tarzan. That was so impressive. I'm still impressed by that. The soldier's panicked cry bounced in between rows of trees, and he looked in every direction to locate wherever Soma had scurried off to. After verifying that there was sizable distance between myself and the soldiers, I tried running. Ah! My vision was obscured by the darkness, causing me to roll my ankle off the edge of the ravine and tumble down the steep ridge. Fucking idiot. Fucking idiot. How? My head was searing in pain, and I hesitantly opened my droopy eyelids, hoping no Imperial soldiers were in sight. Meanwhile, she just rolled into their camp, and they're like, are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, I suck at life. I was alone and completely separated from Soma. I make fun of her, but I would totally have done the same fucking thing. I'm not even kidding. I'd have been like, no, you know what? I would have been hiding. Okay, let's be quiet. Don't move. Don't breathe. Achoo! Fuck! I would have just fucking sneezed. Fucking ruined everything. All right, bird, you can have some coffee. Don't chew on my mug. You know Sebastian's sexy, but you can't eat him. Silly bird. I must do whatever I could to reunite with him. But my arms and legs were covered in scrapes and gashes, and the ridge was steep enough that traveling the way I came was practically untenable. Walking around the entire ridge was my only choice. I dusted myself off, cracking the kink in my neck before beginning my ascent up the ridge. I steadied my aching feet on the loose, pebbly trail. Hey, isn't this... Before I knew it, I had arrived back at the mansion. What? This is really... Why? Yeah, how? Okay, so I'm climbing up the... How the fuck am I back here? Girl, your sense of direction is worse than mine. Jesus, get Google Maps, honey. Yukimura, is that you? Why are you back here? Kondo, Nomura! You see, I became separated from both Hijikata and Soma, because I'm a fucking moron. And they're both like... Yeah, I could have guessed. They gazed at me in horror, and I began to regret my decision to hike in this direction. Was traveling down the opposite direction wiser? The look on Kondo's face said as much. My biggest concern, however, was being ill-prepared if I were to encounter an Imperial soldier. Here's the thing. How do you just magically end up back at the mansion? There's no gate around it, no fence, no nothing. It's just backed up to the forest, and anybody can just wander in? So... Okay, right? Right? So they're being held captive here, I'm assuming, right? The Imperial soldiers are here. What is stopping these 2 motherfuckers from just running into the forest and disappearing? Because nobody's watching the back. We just waltzed in. We just walked in like, oh, hey. Sup, yo? Just came out of the woods into your backyard. Yeah. What the actual fuck? What is stopping them from running? Nobody knows I'm here right now. Nobody saw me come in. Nobody's watching me. Like, this is so fucking messed up. Run! Like, what? Okay. I know she's a fucking useless idiot and just, like, fell down a fucking ridge and just ended up back here, like, could you have done any more dumb things in, like, the last 2 minutes? But at this point, she's like, so wait, I'm stupid. I get that. Like, I fell down a ridge and I ended up back here, which is just shit luck, right? But why are you 2 just standing here? You could run. Like, nobody's fucking here. They're not gonna... Oh my god. Anyway. What should I do? We're gonna stay here. I'm staying put. What are you talking about, miss? This place is covered in Imperial troops. Even if I were to leave, I'd be spotted for sure. Really? You waltzed in there and weren't spotted. Besides, I have a feeling that Soma will come back for us. Just then a voice echoed from behind me. Hey, who's in there? I better get an answer stat. Hello? Oh, my name is Tsuyoshi Okubo. Any questions you may have can be directed toward me. We're to charge you for gathering conspirators and illegally stockpiling weapons. Can you verify? He's like, what? What are you talking about? I don't speak Japanese. That would just be fucking funny if you did. I'm sorry, I don't understand you. I don't speak Japanese. I'm from Europe. Sure. I'm Dutch. I don't speak Japanese. And they're like, oh, wait, let's find somebody who does. Let's find out somebody who speaks your language. He's like, bought myself some time. I just, these guys, it's because I read them with dumb voices, so I just feel like they would fall for it. We could try, right? Anyway. Apologies if this confuses you. This is all, I imagine, just a huge misunderstanding. I serve as a Hatamoto, and soldiers and weapons under my employer used to protect my citizens. And who are they? To my left is one of my top servants, and to my right is a handmaiden who has joined only recently. Kondo spoke with a calm, dignified bellow, and I made my esteem for his little ruse hidden. The Imperial soldiers, on the other hand, were far tougher to convince. I don't buy it. We should take him back to the camp for further questioning. If you're innocent, then this'll be easy, right? But of course, we'd be happy to oblige. Follow us. Any of you try any funny business, then we'll make sure it's the last thing you ever do. No need to be a bitch about it. Look, he's smirking. He's looking at us smirking like, yeah, handmaiden, don't you touch me, motherfucker. Someone will save me, because I can't do it myself. The soldiers kept their rifles pointed towards us and escorted us out of the hall towards their main troop. I held my breath, fearing for Soma's life. Here's the thing. This is where she is dumb. This seems to me like they're just hanging out in the backyard, and we just come running through the forest like, oh, hey, sup? Just ran into your backyard. She literally, though, now what we're saying, they're inside, supposedly, in the room, right? Blah, 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 out of the hall. So you came busting out the forest. Hey, I'm back at the mansion. Let me just stroll right in the door. Even dumber. And also, again, how the fuck did you get in, but they can't get out? There's no logic here. I understand that we're just like, okay, well, so she's gonna back here because of blah, 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 and Kondo's still gonna die. But, this is just too fucking easy to get out. I'm sorry. Kondo, I had some respect from you, but now I just think you might be a moron, because you could have just waltzed out the back door. Nobody was there. They didn't see me come in. Sure as hell not gonna see you leave. I mean, considering the fact that I'm an idiot, and I probably made way more noise than you would sneaking out. I'm just saying. Alright, we're here. Get inside. So, if we're able to prove our innocence, then you'll let us go immediately, right? If you're cleared of any wrongdoing. You know they won't be. You have us mistaken. We violated no laws. I kindly request that you handle us as diplomats. Sure thing. Soon as each of you proves that you're who you say you are. Well, Kondo is technically who he says he is now. You didn't ask what my former name was. Kondo and Nomura were each pulled into separate rooms, and the guard coldly yanked me into my own room. I wondered how intensely the other two were being interrogated, and I shook with anxiety. It's kind of sad because she's a handmaid, and so blah, blah, blah. He's saying that, oh, she's been employed by me, right? So even if they find Kondo guilty, they're still probably going to kill my ass. And it's like, I just work for the dude. That's not right. I'm basically an indentured servant. I mean, maybe I'm here by choice, and maybe I'm getting... I don't really know how it worked back in the day, but I'm just saying, that's cold. It's not my fault. Look, I just needed a job, motherfucker. So, I go work someplace. I'm a bartender at a bar, and, the owner of the bar is doing some shady shit, and I should have to get arrested for that. I'm just making drinks, bitches. What the hell? She's like, I'm just bringing him fucking tea. I don't know what he does. I'm just a handmaid, and I'm not allowed to know these things. I can't even read. Shh, just pretend. You know what I mean? But no, servants gotta go down. I'm not the captain of the ship. Why do I gotta go down with it? There should be enough lifeboats for me to get out. I'm just saying. But, that's what they would do, you know? It just seems kind of, rough, man. Like, crap, you can't be a lowly peon. Gotta suffer. Lowly peons always suffer the most. Yeah, we do. Anyway. I wondered how intensely the other two were being interrogated, and I shook with anxiety. If either of them stuttered through an answer, or if their true identities were successfully ascertained, it would spell disaster for all of us, and I clasped my hands tightly in prayer for our safety. And this is where your derpy, like, and thing comes in handy because, you know, you're a girl, so you're allowed to act like that. I don't know. I just started, and my hopes quickly waned as our time in captivity turned from hours into days. It became clear that, contrary to what we were told, they had no intention of releasing us. We should have fucking left. But I guess if we left, that would be the bad ending. We'd probably get killed. I was permitted no communication with the outside world, and hadn't even spoken to Kondo or Nomura. Guilt swallowed me for having ruined the whole plan. How was Hijikata and Soma? Were they alive? I ruined the whole plan. Girl, back it on the fuck up. No, you didn't. You just got yourself caught. You didn't ruin the whole plan. They still would have been in this situation. You're just an idiot. As I waxed in contemplation, commotion echoed from outside of my cell. Hey, who the hell are you? How'd you get in here? The guard shouted out and no answer came. Soma. I would just anticipate it was somebody, like, more skilled, but, you know, it's Soma because it's his route. Instead, I heard a heated brawl of sorts. Then, Gah! Swift punches were thrown, and one body had slammed against the ground. I held my breath, gently sliding open the door to take a peek at what had happened. Yeah, that's the first way to get your eye stabbed. Miss Yukamura, thank goodness you're safe. Soma! Thank you, Soma. I had a feeling that you'd come back for us. I had faith in you the whole time. She did, actually. You had faith in me? Well, yeah, because you're sworn to protect me, so you had to. Of course. Even if it had taken a little while, I somehow knew that it would be you who saved us. She did. Oh. Look at his precious blushy face. You're adorable. I love you. Is something wrong? Your cheeks are red. Nothing. Nothing at all. Are you sure? I could have sworn that Soma was blushing, but perhaps captivity was making me delusional, and the dimness of the prison was deceiving. You had faith in him that made him happy. God damn it, Spacey, you're an idiot. I've been ordered to deliver letters of clemency on behalf of the commander and Dr. Masumoto. Really? So Kondo will be... Yes, so long as these letters reach their target safely, I have no doubt they'll pardon him at once. Do you have any idea where Nomura is? Oh, we should probably search for him first. I have letters of clemency. So they'll release him, but I came in here swinging and I just killed a bunch of fucking people. And I'm going to kidnap his ass and take him out. But they'll forgive him. You're not really being diplomatic about this, Soma, but you know what? Whatevs. However it works. I somehow feel like that just defeats your purpose, but to tell you the truth, I've no clue. I haven't seen either of them, but it should be nearby. Understood. With haste, then. Soma and I snuck around, poking our heads through various doors until we eventually found Nomura's room, nestled in a corner on the other side of the hall. Phew! I was starting to think that'd be for me. Think that'd be it. Oh, that'd be it for me. I couldn't read, sorry. Even though we told him with confidence that we were Hatamoto, they really roughed us up, man. Keep your voice down. If anyone discovers us lurking about, they'll rough us up even more. Ah, shit! Good call. Say, do you have an inkling where the chief is being detained? I think he's being kept over there. Like, nobody's again, nobody's guarding the doors. They're all just like, here. We could easily walk. How did they win the war? I don't even, like, what is even going on? Anyway, all of us tiptoed as quietly as we could, moving in a formation to avoid detection from any patrollers. Nomura's guess proved correct, and we slid open the door to find a bruised Kondo sitting in a cell. His cell. It's a nice room. Oh, there's some... Are these supposed to be bars on the windows? Like sticks. Soma and Nomura. Yukamura, too. Do my eyes deceive me? Are you here to save me? Yes, sir. We must move swiftly, or else someone may realize the cells are empty. As we scuttled out of the room, Soma handed Kondo the clemency petitions, only for Kondo to shake his head after reading them. As painful it is for me to tell you, I cannot go on and join your escape mission. Unfortunately, they've already learned that I'm Kondo of the Shinsengumi, and they threaten to murder you two, and I can only think of one way to guarantee your safety. What? But Chief! For this, I must deeply apologize. I must remain here and receive my sentence as a Sami Kondo. Yeah, it's the pride thing. It's like this is the pride of a warrior. Yeah, no, okay. I mean, everyone's gonna be like, it's so brave of him that he did that. Run the fuck away. Save yourself, run the fuck away. Like, I've lived a fulfilling life, and I regret nothing that led me to the position I'm in today. Except for this. I beg you, sir, please reconsider. Kondo was stern and showed no desire to falter. Rescuing myself and these two required the use of your fury powers, had it not? Well, no more young men need to die for my sake. I've got enough blood on my hands for one lifetime. Oh, Kondo, this hurts it so much more. Like, usually it's like, oh, Kondo got captured and now he's dead. Wait, what? But, huh? Like, but this is probably gonna be the one that hurts you the most when, like, you're so used to Kondo dying and you're like, oh, yeah, okay, Kondo died. But it's so in the background, it's like, oh, by the way, he's dead. And you're like, that hurts a little, but I already knew it was happening. But this is going to be, I'll stay here and sacrifice myself and like all of his noble intentions. And you're like, it's going to make it hurt more. Like, seriously, game? What the fuck? It's like, what are you going to do? Take us to go see Okita and watch him die next? Jesus. Kondo murmured, and his eyes felt weighty with an earnest kind of gloom. I realized immediately that nothing we said could change his mind, and melancholia crept from the pit of my stomach. Soma, would you mind delivering this to Toshi? Kondo walked to a katana rack sitting on a desk in the corner of the room, lifting the bottom sword to hand to Soma. Oh, dude. I'm giving away my earthly possessions because I'm going to die. Ah, come on. What is this, sir? Shinkai Inoue. It's a symbol of truth and revival. Shinkai Inoue. A sword passed from Kondo to Soma as a symbol of the Shinsengumi's rebirth, but he passed it to Hichikata, not to Soma, but whatever. Originally, I purchased the sword as a token for the Shinsengumi's rebirth as a group, but its purpose is wasted on me. Soma glared at the blade dubiously, conflicted as to whether or not he should accept the katana, but he chomped on his lower lip and grabbed the blade from Kondo with both of his hands. Toshi is fit to wield this, more than I ever could be, and will lead our men with pride and candor until he dies. So fucking depressing. Get out of here while you still can. Promise me that you won't act recklessly. Kindness dripped from Kondo's tender, hushed words. Taking all of them in without crying was nearly impossible, but I did my best not to make a scene. Okay, you're not going to make a scene. I'll just blubber. Soma, promise me one thing, won't you? I'll never use your fury powers again. Soma hesitated to answer Kondo, keeping his eyes fixed on the floor for a brief moment. Then he lifted his head and answered resolutely. Forgive me, sir. I'm incapable of honoring what you ask of me. If I'm attacked by a demon, Furies, or even Miki, I stand no chance of winning without activating them. Sadly, I'm inadequate without them. I see. Kondo frowned gloomily, but he nodded in respect to Soma, which I had taken as a gesture of understanding. All right, be off, all of you. A guard may arrive at any minute. Chief! Nomura was on the cusp of saying something, but... Let's go, Nomura. But how are you sure we should go? Enough. Let's go. Soma snapped back at Nomura sharply under his breath, and the two both turned to face Kondo before bowing deeply. Live well, my friends. Be safe out there. Most importantly, protect Yukimura at all costs. She's a fucking idiot and stumbled back into this mess. I know. Smiles. Yeah. Kondo turned an affectionate gaze over at me. Even in the face of death, he looked out for me. Kondo... A deluge of tears was welling up behind my eyes, and I felt speechless. I can't thank you enough for all of your hospitality throughout these past 4 years. I spoke the first thing that came to mind, but Kondo smiled all the same and bowed his head. With that, we left Kondo and successfully snuck out of the building. I'd nearly forgotten what the wind felt like against my cheeks. Kondo... Imagining what cruel fate awaited Kondo at the hands of our enemies shattered me to pieces. We need to keep moving. Imperial soldiers are stationed in every street corner throughout this city. If we don't hurry, then we'll be right back inside that building. I was heavy with remorse for willingly leaving Kondo behind, but none of us could afford to stay here any longer. As we broke into a sprint, I was trying to shed all of my guilt along these forsaken streets. I later learned that we were being kept in a place in Edo known as Itabashi, and so we traveled to the town's outskirts to seclude ourselves in my childhood home. According to Soma, Hijikata had found safe refuge in Aizu and was plotting his next course of action. On one particular day, I ran some errands in town and returned to a heated conversation at home. Damn it! What are we supposed to do? All of the Seki show are under tight watch from Imperial troops, and no ins and outs. Unless something big happens, we can just kiss the idea of catching up with the commander goodbye. Oh, welcome back, Miss Yukimura. I trust that your errands went without a hitch. Hold on. Crises. Soma and Nomura often spent several hours of each day deliberating an appropriate course of action to take ourselves safely toward Aizu, but I stared at Soma, shivering in silence as he stood up and slowly approached me. Did something happen? While I was out to buy produce, someone had been doing public announcements in the marketplace, and I brought a wood block tile to bring back home. And I bought a wood block tile to bring back home. Oh, Kondo's dead. Kondo is. I stopped myself from finishing. They immediately picked up on my strange behavior and snatched the woodblock from my hands before reading it. My hands flew over my mouth in shock, even though she's already been shocked. Both Nomura and Soma scanned the woodblock. It read, infamous chief of the Shinsengumi, Isami Kondo, had been beheaded at the Itabashi execution grounds. A concise, stoic description of a terrible tragedy. Both of them were stone-faced, standing at a loss for words as the news sank in. What? They decapitated him? This is a joke, right? This is the chief they're talking about. What the hell? I can't believe this is real. The chief was a daimyo, a gentleman. Why the hell didn't they allow him an honorable death, huh? The woodblock had other unfortunate news. As if a decapitation weren't humiliating enough, his head was to be displayed in Kyoto at the Sanjo Ohashi as a public declaration of his death. For 5 strong years, the Shinsengumi committed themselves to keeping Kyoto's citizens safe. So everything in Kyoto didn't matter, huh? They want to just spit on his grave, is that it? No, it's not like that. Anyway, a group called the Shogi Company was the last stalwart of shogunate interest in Edo, and they were holed up in Ueno, but the Imperial Army is currently storming Ueno as we speak. Edo's now under total control of the Imperial Army, and they're tightening the city's security. Our window to escape just got that much smaller then, huh? Yeah. All of the stations around Edo are heavily fortified, though. It's hopeless. We all fell silent, contemplating our predicament. We witnessed the sadistic treatment suffered at the hands of the Imperials firsthand. They were ruthless in sniffing out any sign of shogunate loyalty in Edo. Under these circumstances, how could we ever expect to escape Edo, if not be forced to survive the bleak reality of Imperial occupation? Well, especially when you're wearing uniforms like that. I mean, if you were dressed normal, you could be like, what? No, we're just kids living here, but you know what I mean? Like, you could pretend, you could maybe get away with it. Like, you're just normal citizens, right? But not when they're dressed like that. Man, what's the point of letting all this bullshit get to you guys? If we look hard enough, I'm sure we can find a Seki show or two with pansy-ass guards. Why are we getting down on ourselves before we try taking matters into our own hands? You're right. More importantly, we've got a special package that requires delivering. I instinctively looked over at the sword that had been intended for Hijikata from Kondo. It was up to us to transfer Kondo's blessing. We owed both Kondo and Hijikata that and more, and our minds were finally made up. With this newfound resolve, Soma grabbed the sword from off of the desk and tied it to the band around his waist, and we gathered our things. It's like, we're not going to plan, we're not going to scope it out, we're going to go now. We decided to wait until dusk before moving out. Soma pointed us in the direction of a potential post we could use to sneak out of the city, but... Hey, you there! Freeze! Shit! They spotted us! On the main road, we found ourselves within sight of a patrolling soldier, so we sprinted off toward a narrow alley to lose him. Huh, could have sworn I just saw him a minute ago. Did I lose him? Clearly. We were hiding behind some loose lumber, holding our breaths as the soldier inspected around the alley. Thankfully for us, we were covered in shadow, and he missed us as he poked his head near the lumber. Thick clumps of gray clouds blocked the moonlight, and the soldier wandered away in confusion. Jeez, nearly had a heart attack back there. Talk about cutting it close. Our uniforms are a dead giveaway. We'd be far better off if we'd been wearing kimonos. You're probably right. Just as I nodded in agreement, a voice called out in the darkness, prompting me to jump. God damn it, Cat! You made a mess of the garbage again! What's his face? I saw a cat with white fur and black patches dart through the alley, meowing as it ran off. And then we heard footsteps, presumably belonging to its owner. Crap! Oh, we gotta hide! It's... what's his face, Ibuki. All of us searched for another hiding place, but we were too slow, and a gentleman approached us. Huh? Someone there! We'd been spotted. A chill ran down my spine, and all of us slowly turned our heads to face him. Told you. Just then... Hey! You look familiar. Sorry, have we met before? No, do you not remember? A few years ago, you handed me a print related to the Shinsengumi. Oh yeah, I remember you. Soma, was it? I thought I heard an Imperial soldier rummaging through here. Was he looking for... Yes, I suppose you could say we're outlaws. Outlaws, huh? Well, why don't you come stay at my place? If we chat out here, then more of them will surely come. The gentleman spun around and began walking out of the alley. Soma, do you and that man know each other? Sort of. I think I mentioned him to you some time ago. Remember, it was the woodblock print that convinced me to join the Shinsengumi. Oh, yes, that's right. Was that man affiliated with the Shinsengumi then? A flurry of questions came to mind. Let's follow after him. At the very least, he's trustworthy, so we'll be safe with him. As the gentleman escorted us into his house, Soma informed us that his name was Ibuki, and in his house, a familiar face awaited us. Hey! Harada didn't die in Ueno. Spacey, Soma, Nomura, I have no idea how happy I am to see you alive. Harada, just what are you doing here? What do you mean, what I'm doing here? Ryunosuke and I have been friends forever. But jeez, Ito was the last place I ever expected to run into you guys. I thought for sure that you'd be over to Aizu with Hijikata. Well, you see... Gotcha. Just to recap, Soma's a Fury now, and somehow you guys escaped from Itabashi. I did hear the news about Kondo. Both Shinpachi and I were crushed when they told us the guy had his faults, but he deserved better. We did our best to convince him to come with us. Hey man, don't be too hard on yourself. If Kondo's one thing, it's that he's stubborn. You can't save someone who's lost the will to live. So what happened with you, Harada? Weren't you and Nagakura together? Eh? Oh man, that's a sad story. See, we were over in Ueno, working alongside the Shogi company, but... Oh god, is Nagakura dead? Well, you guys heard about what happened. Things went downhill real fast. The Shogi company... No one else responded, and Nagakura's fate was left to our imaginations, though we could infer. Oh my god, dude, no! You can't do this! You can't just decide... Like, look, I get you gotta kill all of our goddamn friends, but like, Nagakura and Saito actually lived past all this shit. You don't just get to kill him in the game for funsies. We've gotta have something. Stop it! Stop doing this! Well, I'm thrilled to see you safe, Harada. Yeah? Well, I guess at the end of the day, I got good luck when it comes to dodging death. Well, not in all the paths, but... What do you mean? It isn't because of good luck. You were... Ryunosuke, that's enough. No need to go on. Harada shot a cold glance at Ibuki, who shut his mouth in embarrassment. Anyway, the chances of running into you here are pretty crazy, huh? It must be fate. I tell you what, I'm gonna help you guys sneak out of Ito. What? Are you serious? Of course. Can't turn my back on a bunch of old friends of mine, can I? Especially in these times. Hey, I'm not sure that's such a good idea. Before Ibuki could finish, Harada glared at him, and he failed to finish his thought once again. It's all good. Besides, I already told him so. Are you absolutely certain? I feel like all their voices are kind of the same right now. Like, I can't. Like, whatever. Yep. If I abandon you now, I'll be sullying my name, especially since I was a former Shinsengumi captain. Harada stood up and grabbed his spear resting against the wall before bidding Ibuki farewell. Well, later, Ryunosuke. Thanks for taking good care of me. Ibuki's demeanor was shifty, and he refused to look Harada in the eye. This isn't news to me, but you really are a fool. Yeah, but I never really thought of my intelligence as one of my better assets. Still hurts me to hear you say it, though. Ibuki nervously bit his lip and had no retort with which to give Harada. He looked as though he'd wanted to tell Harada something, but nothing came from it. This is their touching goodbye moment that we had in Harada's path. Look, man, I appreciate the sentiment, and I know you're just looking out for me. But if I don't help him, then I'll probably regret it. And this is a chance we can't miss. So long, friend. When that girl of yours returns, send her my regards for me, will ya? Harada tipped his chin and exited through the sliding door. There was something peculiar about Harada's farewell, almost as if it were definitive, but I hadn't wanted to read too much into it. Given that Harada often kept his feelings to himself, he's gonna die, thanks. Soma, on the other hand, was at a loss for words, and Ibuki continued to hang his head low. Eventually, Soma broke the silence. Sorry, Ibuki. After giving an apology, Soma ran after Harada. I appreciate your kindness. Thank you again. Ibuki simply stared at me, and I stepped outside. Harada seemed to understand what accompanying us through Ito's borders meant. It was almost certainly a death wish, away from the luxuries upon which he could have coasted in Ito. He was leaving behind Ibuki, Nagakura, and the rest of his sentimental attachments. But even so, we must beat onwards in honor of those we've lost. So he's gonna, go run, guys, blah, 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 and then he's gonna die. That's basically what's gonna happen. So we're basically ran into our friend for him to die for our sake. This is just awful. Harada led us to a sekisho situated outside of town, and we were careful to scan the area. According to a signpost, we'd arrived in Senju. You were right. And this sekisho has far fewer guards than most of the others. And they're probably still dealing with the Shogi Company. And this might be our only shot at passing through one of the sekishos. Right. I was like, are we gonna, I clicked the button. What are we waiting for? Okay, Harada, how should we do this? There's a narrow passageway you can squeeze through, just underneath that storm drain there. Really? And then let's... just to warn you, there's no guarantee that they won't catch you. You can never be too sure, and they're itching to find Shogunate loyalists out here. But if we distract them, that's different. Then allow me to serve as a distraction. If I transform into a fury, then I'll be able to withstand anything they throw at me. Soma's offer was met with a gruff look from Harada. Cool it, kid. Didn't Kondo order you not to let her out of your sight? Are your balls so small that you have to overcompensate or something? Oh, Harada. Well, he's like, well, maybe. Oh. Soma was without a rebuttal, and Nomura sniggered off to the side. After shaking his embarrassment, Soma pressed on. I'm kind of nervous to admit this, but honestly, I'm not sure if I've got what it takes to protect her. So, I need to use what I've got, right? Otherwise, I'd never get anything done for the Shinsengumi. Man, those balls must be tiny. So just because you got no confidence, you're gonna give up? Don't you care at all about the vow you made? Those balls must be tiny. Oh, Harada, I love you. Soma shut his eyes, fighting back tears. He's like, now you're gonna cry. God, what are you, a girl? Hey, shut up, don't insult me like that. I'm gonna cry too. That's not nice, Harada. Harada scoffed and turned towards Nomura and myself. Never mind him. I'll serve as the distraction so that all you can reach Aizu in good time. He's so gonna die. Wait, you're not coming with us, Harada? Yeah, how do you expect us to abandon you here, Harada? Let me have my moment for once, would you, kid? You think I came out here despite leaving from the Shinsengumi without being willing to give my life? But you're only human, Harada. You can't handle as much... Soma and Nomura both took turns trying to convince Harada to change his mind, but, like Kondo, trying to do so was futile. For the same reasons as it was for Kondo, too. Harada, you're injured, aren't you? Huh? Soma's eyes shot wide as he shifted his eyes over to Harada. Nothing escapes you, does it? Doesn't surprise me that you noticed since your dad's a doctor. Yeah, I got hurt pretty bad during a scuffle in Ueno. All this time, I've been bummed because I hadn't been able to leave for Aizu, but thankfully, You guys came along and set the stage for my final performance after all. Oh, so he's been so badly, and that's what Ibuki is like, but if you go, you're gonna die. And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna die anyway. Like, yeah, I'm gravely injured. I'm just biding my time until I bleed to death. What? Soma balled his hands into fists from frustration. He appeared to be deliberating with himself for solutions that could work with Harada's plan, but also keep Harada alive long enough to join us. But he relented, for Harada seemed resigned to his sole intention of dying to buy us an opportunity to leave. You all got entire lives ahead of you. Make sure to make them count. Soma and Amora. Soma fell into a stupor, slumping his shoulders as Harada bid them farewell. This path is rough, man. Because this is one of the add-ons, but this is so rough. They're like, so we're just going to make you literally say goodbye to all your friends slowly along the way. Like, now we're leaving Harada to die. We left Kondo to die. What the fuck, game? Shit. Again, can we stop by and watch fucking Okita, like, slowly cough himself to death while we're at it? I mean, fuck. Understood. Good luck, Harada. Soma could barely look Harada in the eye. He faced us and muttered under his breath coolly, I miss you, Kimura. Nomura, let's move. Harada, thank you again. You're gonna be alright, yeah? You won't let him get you, right? I mean, really, who can kill the great Harada, huh? Sheesh. If you guys are gonna be such pussies about it, then I'm gonna have to knock some sense into you from the afterlife. Oh well, till next we meet, you bastards. See you in the next one. He's like, fuck off, bastards, get the fuck out of here, I'm gonna go out in a blaze of glory. Oh, Harada. Harada grabbed his spear from behind his back and winked at me playfully before shouting out, Tsunosuke Harada, the former captain of the Shinsegumi's 10th Division, is here, bitches! Fucking love him. Anyone who opposes me is a dead man, you hear? With that, the three of us sprinted toward the drain. Okay, I'm gonna wrap this part up here because we're going a little over, and we just wallow in the fact that Harada is out there fighting to his death, and he's probably dead at this point. But anyway, I'm gonna wrap this part up here. I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.